Good day, it's February 2nd, 2026. The news that dominates all media outlets is the continuing outrage over the killing of two U.S. citizens by agents of the Immigration and Customs Enforcement in Minneapolis, Minnesota, within a 2-week period during protests against the presence of hundreds of masked, no-identity paramilitary units of ICE that descended the state, which local residents say amount to terrorizing the people of Minnesota. I'm Sam Buban. Welcome to The Pulse.
And I'm Marivel Villanueva. Welcome to this week's edition.
The protests in several cities in Minnesota against ICE has snowballed into a massive popular action against a series of brazen constitutional rights violations to Minnesotans, as ICE has been using harsh tactics not seen in normal police operations. A national outrage began with the killing of an unarmed mother of 6 by veteran ICE agent Jonathan Ross, followed by a detention and transport to Texas of a 5-year-old in Minnesota by ICE agents. The photo of the boy being placed in custody went viral worldwide, a telltale about that many citizens perceive as lawlessness in the conduct of ICE operations. The situation was aggravated by what thousands who saw the video, the killing of an intensive care unit nurse, Alex Pretty. Protesters described the killing of Alex Pretty murder. Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, is under fire, even from Republican House members and U.S. senators, for consistently lying about the victims, calling Renee Good, the female victim, as a domestic terrorist. And the Alex Pretty case, Noem said in a press conference that Alex Pretty brandished a handgun at ICE agents moments before he was killed. This individual went on and impeded their law enforcement operations, attacked those officers, had a weapon on him, on multiple dozens of rounds of ammunition. Wishing to inflict harm on those officers, coming and brandishing like that and impeding work they were doing. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller described Alex Pretty as an assassin. All Trump's administration's characterization of the incidents were contradicted by videos that had gone viral and made Americans even more furious. In the Renee Good case, ICE and FBI did not allow state investigators access to evidence. But the visible brazen killings of Alex Pretty was clearly shown on the video and analyzed by media experts that he was carrying a phone, taking a video while an agent was spraying pepper spray on a woman. And when Alex Pretty tried to intervene to help the woman, 6 more ICE agents ganged up on him and take him down to the ground, removed his legally licensed pistol from his waist, and one agent saw it, and while lying crouched on the ground, another agent pulled out his gun and fired 6 shots on Alex Pretty, killing him instantly. This video were viewed by millions within 24 hours, and Kristi Noem, Stephen Miller, and ICE Commander Greg Bovino has not backtracked their comments. If you haven't seen the viral video, we will show it to you, but because of the horrible nature of this video, we ask our viewers to exercise discretion, especially if children are present. Here's the video.
Honestly!
After the second killing by ICE agents in Minnesota, state and city officials again called for federal government to investigate the killing of Alex Pretty. But this time, even Republicans in Congress had joined with the Democrats demanding a thorough and transparent investigations on the killings in Minnesota by ICE agents. The outrage against ICE around the country came at a time when Republicans had just voted to give more funding, the additional $10 billion more this year, making it the most funded law enforcement agency in the U.S. Already, they have received $79 billion allocation from the Big Beautiful Bill, already passed into law. But now, Democratic senators and several Republican senators are now voicing out against giving DHS and ICE more money. Democratic lawmakers are poised to impeach Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. They gave Trump an ultimatum to fire Kristi Noem or be impeached. There are now more Republicans saying they will join the Democrats in impeaching the DHS Secretary. Republican Senator Rand Paul is holding hearings on his committee and has required the directors of ICE, Customs and Border Protection, and U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services directors to be present in person at the hearing in the Senate as the budget will be discussed. The senator was firm about summons to the Senate as they asserts government oversight function in Congress. By Friday last week, the Senate has voted no on the spending bill, which would result in a partial shutdown starting Sunday.
The ICE fallout from the killing of Alex Preddy that were seen by millions has now caught the attention of the White House as Trump's approval rating on immigration enforcement that he campaigned on has gone even spiraling down, according to multiple media outlets reporting on recent polling. With his optics looking bad for the White House and the Republicans, President Trump had a phone conference with Governor Walz of Minnesota and called the incident unfortunate and said a thorough investigation will be underway. He also relieved ICE at-large Commander Greg Bovino from his post and sent him back to his post in El Centro, California, where he is expected to file for retirement. Republican Senators Thom Tillis of North Carolina and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska is asking DHS Secretary Noem to resign. So Tito Sam, what's the update on the 5-year-old boy that ICE detained?
First, the background of the incident of Liam Conejo Ramos is pictured in a photo released by the school authorities as he stands next to a vehicle with an adult's hand on his backpack while his father is not in sight. The image prompted outrage in the Twin Cities area, that's Minneapolis-St. Paul. The news and the photo had spread around the U.S. and abroad, prompting thousands to criticize such inhumane treatment of a child by ICE agents. In a news conference by Zina Stefanik, the superintendent of schools in Columbia Heights, Minnesota, she asked, why detain a 5-year-old? What exactly happened during the arrest of that snow-covered block in Columbia Heights is in dispute, as the school district and the federal government gave conflicting opinions. Other people who had spoken to the media looked at the detention of a 5-year-old as a bait for the father to come forward. In a statement by ICE, they said that the father abandoned the boy and ran, but was later arrested. As a blast reporting by New York Times, the boy and his father was taken to Dilley, Texas, outside San Antonio, where they are now being held at an immigration detention center. According to Mark Prokosh, a lawyer working with the family. According to the lawyer, the father and the 5-year-old boy are not illegal aliens. They came legally and are pursuing a legal pathway in a news conference last week. Here's a good development on the saga of the 5-year-old. A U.S. District Judge, Fred Bieri, blocked any attempt to deport the family until further order from this court. Judge Bieri also prohibited ICE from transferring the son and his father, Adrian Alexander Conejo Ramos, from the Western District of Texas while their case is being adjudicated. The Conejo Ramos family have a pending immigration litigation case that had not been adjudicated before they got detained. Such was the basis of Judge Bire in Texas' order, temporary halt of any action to deport the 5-year-old and his father. We are going to take a commercial break. Please stay with us for more.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
Welcome back to The Pulse. Polling from CNN shows that Trump's first year of his second term was a failure as he could not keep his promises of ending wars and lowering prices. 42% of those polled responded that his first year was a success, while 58% said his first year was a failure. Trump's net approval rating among Gen Z is minus 32 points, and his overall approval rating is minus 20 points. Democrats in 2018 and again this year in 2026 has been polled a margin of plus 5 points of choice for Congress among registered voters. Democrats have also been polled in motivation of plus 5 points of overall voters, while extremely motivated voters are plus 16 points, favoring Democrats. However, only 35% of those polled approved of what Congress Republicans are doing, while only 28% for Democrats. But on the national generic pollings, Democrats are favored by voters more than the Republicans. On the Trump job approval rating, on the Real Clear Politics polling, averaged from 10 surveys, 55.5% said they disapproved, and only 40.9% approved. These low numbers are a big deal in predicting the outcome of the 2026 midterm election, as many analysts already look at 2026 as blue wave year, meaning Democrats are more likely to win in many races. The most notable swings on disapproval of Trump among likely voters is on the economy, on the U.S. foreign policy, his insistent desire to grab Greenland and be at war with NATO alliance. In another generic ballot poll by Emerson College, placed the Democrats as a +5 in December and is now +15 in January. That means Democratic candidates are favored by 15% over Republicans. Analysts attribute these big swings on independent voters who had changed their mind about Trump and the Republican Party for the 2026 election cycle, giving the Republicans a 10-month notice where they stand in November's midterm election.
Lindsay Halligan, the acting U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, who was ruled by federal Judge Cameron Curry of North Carolina and Judge Novak of Virginia as being on the job unlawfully, has left the Justice Department. This is an update from the previous weeks when we covered on the news that the DOJ responded in filing that Judge Novak, a Trump appointee, that the judge has no authority to determine whether or not Halligan was on the job unlawfully. But by the middle of last week, Lindsay Halligan finally left her post as acting U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. Lindsay Halligan left her post on Tuesday, the same day U.S. District Judge David Novak issued an order that barred Halligan from masquerading as the top prosecutor for the Eastern District of Virginia. She was barred by the same judge from signing any court filing as U.S. Attorney in any court pleadings or otherwise until she is properly confirmed by the Senate or appointed by a panel of judges, whichever comes first. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, announced her departure Tuesday night, describing it as a loss to the DOJ. Judge David Novak, also who threatened disciplinary action against Halligan, like disbarment, which would take away her law license, softened and said he will no longer seek disciplinary action against Lindsay Halligan and excused her for her inexperience. But Alina Habba, who was acting U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, is not done yet. The Court of Appeals refused to hold a hearing on her appeal for being disqualified by judges, citing the same reason Judge Curry and Judge Novak used in the Lindsay Halligan case. But Attorney General Pam Bondi and Alina Habba wants their appeal elevated to the Supreme Court. We don't know how the conservative justices wing and the High Court will rule, but observers already predicted the three liberal courts members will rule against Alina Habba.
The Chicago man prosecuted by the U.S. Justice Department of circulating on Snapchat a $10,000 bounty on ICE Commander Gregory Bovino was found by a Chicago jury not guilty. In a report from NBC News, 37-year-old Juan Espinoza Martinez was accused of murder for hire offer on Snapchat messaging with a certain Adrian Jimenez, who happened to be a paid government informant, who sent the message to Espinoza Martinez, younger brother, and it was Jimenez who turned in Espinoza Martinez's comment to DHS. Espinoza Martinez was portrayed by the U.S. prosecutor as a depraved gang member who is obsessed with Bovino and criticized the ICE crackdown in Chicago and many of this messaging. But the judge in the case disallowed any testimony or arguments about gang membership, saying this case is not about gang membership or perceived membership. Espinoza Martinez's lawyer told the jury in this case that the Snapchat message was just sent on an already existing neighborhood gossip Snapchat circulated as a joke, pointing out that the younger brother of Espinoza Martinez testified that he had already seen it on Facebook before. His defense lawyer, Jonathan Betty, told the jury in his closing argument that Espinoza Martinez is not guilty for spreading a neighborhood gossip, and spreading gossip is not a crime. It only took less than 4 hours of jury deliberation to find Espinoza Martinez not guilty. Reports appear that more than 30 cases filed by the DOJ relating to claims of violence against ICE by citizens has been dismissed. One judge said Bovino has lied in several of these cases, like labeling defendants as gang members. That's a credibility problem for the prosecution. We'll take a short break. Stay with us for news from abroad.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
Welcome back to The Pulse. In the Philippines, former Senator Ramon Bong Revilla Jr. has been arrested and is facing arraignment that was postponed last week over a motion to delay the arraignment with request to change the jail where the defendant will be held. The former senator is being charged with plunder, a non-bailable offense in the Philippines, relating to receiving money from flood control scandal of the Philippines Department of Public Works and Highways. Two other senators are target in the investigation, like Senator Chis Escudero and Senator Joel Villanueva. Congressman Zaldi Co, the Ako Bicol party list, congressman from Albay province, who was chair of the House Appropriations Committee and named by witnesses as one who allegedly had a big role to play in the stolen government funds for flood control projects, is still at large and believed by authorities to be hiding in Portugal. Portugal has no extradition treaty with the Philippines.
Still from the Philippines, Vice President Sara Duterte is subject of a new impeachment case in the House of Representatives, accusing her of plunder and graft. The complaint stems from alleged mishandling of funds, the VP's office intelligence funds of 650 million pesos that had not been liquidated in compliance with government spending rules and enforced by the Commission on Audit. Another group in the House of Representatives has also filed 2 impeachment complaints against the incumbent President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., citing betrayal of public trust and unlawful insertion in General Appropriations Act. When asked for comment of Malacanang about the impeachment, Press Secretary Claire Castro said the president had not done anything he is being accused of, but looked deeper into who these people who filed the impeachment are, and you will see a connection to the Duterte camp. In an unrelated story, an ABS-CBN Pulse Asia survey, 54% of respondents favor an anti-political dynasty law. We are out of time for this edition. Please join us again next week. I'm Marvel Villanueva. Thank you for watching.
And I'm Sam Guban. God bless your week.
Don't